42-yard return.
Taking a look at the Chicago lineup, Shane Matthews will be the quarterback today. Matthews coming off the best start of his career. The offensive line, a good one, in particular James Williams, the big cat, at right tackle. James Allen has emerged as the prime back for the Bears, a 1,000-yard runner.
And they will look to be dominant today against the Chicago Bears.
Third down, 8 for the Bears, 6 defensive backs for the Lions. Matthews throws it over the middle, complete, not going to be enough for the first down. Nice defensive play by Lamar Campbell, who stopped Marty Booker at his tracks. Their front line is a good one. In particular, the two tackles, Jim Flanagan and Mike Wells, they key the attack at linebacker. Brian Urlacher, the rookie, Pro Bowl alternate, leads the team in tackles and has already set a team record for a rookie in that category. Mike Brown, another rookie. They have begun. Stewart, the lone setback. Batch will go from the shotgun. Mario Bates to his right. Batch, blitz is coming, gets away, throws it over the middle. That is Johnny Morton down around the 20-yard line. A nice catch, but not enough for the first down. Brian Urlacher tracked him down at about the 21. Pick up a 4 on the play, and it'll bring up fourth down, and Jason Hanson for the Bears. Nobody behind him. 5 receivers in the game. He told us he wanted to pass, and he does here. Gets it out to Marty Booker. Booker out near the first down marker. It'll be very, very close. Taken down by Alan Aldridge.
And Chicago needs to answer the 10 points that Detroit has put up.
Scott Dragos in front of him. Allen gets the call out over the 35-yard line to about the 36. Stephen Boyd on the tackle. For a check of what else is happening around the National Football.
But struggling offensively as they have, you'd like to have every starter you could possibly have.
Matthews again to throw. Over the middle has Dragos. Close to the 40-yard line, corralled there by Stephen Boyd. It'll bring up third down and 2.
Like a Lucarella.
Both of them Pro Bowlers this year. Second time for each of them. Third down 2 for the Bears. Dragos in motion. Matthews to throw. Looking for Dragos. Instead finds Cincino. It looked almost like that pass was going for Dragos, and Cincino came up and grabbed it. But at any rate, it's going to be a first down for Chicago. Again, Boyd on the tackle.
Blitz. And that's what Boyd said. He said, we're going to be aggressive, so look for Claiborne when he's in there to be the blitzer. 4 receivers for Chicago as they approach midfield. Now they cross it with James Allen carrying the football down to the 48. And that's somewhat important because they did not cross midfield last week against San Francisco. No, the Aguilar's leg strength. He might be tired from last week's game.
Second down 7 for Chicago. Matthews again to give to Allen. Pushes the pile, picks up a couple. It'll bring up third down. Gain of 3, 3rd and 3.
3 yards and no ball of dust since it's AstroTurf.
First for the Bears, Matthews in the shotgun. Allen to his right. Matthews under pressure, gets it away to Booker, complete. That'll be a first down. Kolkowski with a tackle. They're inside the Lion 35, down to about the 34. Gain of 10, 1st and 10.
Tell you exactly what happened and what they can and cannot do in that 5-second interval with the play action itself.
Matthews 6 out of 6, now 7 out of 7 again to Booker. And Booker has somewhat emerged as his favorite target and the favorite target of these Bear quarterbacks, considering the fact that they lost Marcus Robinson and they lost Bobby Ingram earlier this year.
These two guys, Booker's really starting to step up, whereas Kennison is a veteran guy, so he's got 2 guys that he feels comfortable with.
Second one from the 25. Allen gets the call, gets away from Claiborne, dances a little bit. Great individual move there. Down near the 20-yard line. That'll be a first down, but it didn't look, Jeff, like he had anywhere to go.
Yeah, he didn't have much of anywhere to go, that's for sure. And we talked about the blitzing with the Detroit Lions, and look right here, that's Claiborne coming in on the blitz, but they just couldn't make the play. And James Allen is a good running back. I mean, this guy went into training camp, and you got Curtis Enos, who was a high draft pick, and he just flat beat him out.
And he's over 1,000 yards for the season. We talked to him yesterday. He would love to get that average up over 4 yards a carry with a big effort today. Matthews back, sets up a screen. That's Allen on the catch. Down near the 15, stopped at about the 16-yard line. Chris Claiborne stopping him there. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5 coming up.
The line of scrimmage is just trips and falls. And then he gets tagged, and it's a sack.
Paul Edinger on to try a 37-yard field goal. It's up and good for the former Michigan State product that's well known in these parts. So the Bears are on the board. Lions lead at 10-3.
Couldn't find the exact pain location.
Well, there's less pain when you're leading in the ball game as the Lions are right now. Match with the give to Stewart. Stewart is stuffed right in the middle of the pack there. Nice play in there by Sean Harris.
Player's aware of Charlie's ribs, and he says, you betcha. Take a look at where the shot is delivered by Roosevelt Colvin, right in the midsection. That they know, players know. I mean, they read the injury report, they know. Anytime you can take an opposing team.
Michigan Bears with a football at their own 9, trailing by a score of 10-3. So they take over, backed up a bit. Shane Matthews has been strong so far in this game, 8 out of 8. James Allen, the setback behind him. And he gets the call. Out over the 10 to the 15 and up near the 20-yard line. Big pickup, close to a first down. Give him 11, and it is a first down. Coming up next, final compliments of Chris Claiborne. 2 tight ends for the Bears, 2nd and 10 from their 20. Matthews to throw again. This time does and gets it out to number 85, Cassine Cincino. Brought down immediately, but again, close to first down yardage. Looks like it'll be 3rd and 1. Home 31, 2nd and 10. Again, Allen the lone setback. 2 tight ends for Chicago. Dustin Lyman in motion. The wide receiver screen out to Kennison. Kennison with some room over the 35 to the 37. Brought down by Stephen Boyd. Gain of 8 will be 3rd and 2.
Quarterbacks that Chicago has been playing a lot this year. That's an easy completion for him.
3rd and 3, 5 receiver set. Again, Matthews throws. Got it out there, and it's complete to Booker, and that'll be another Chicago first down.
The tight end that's 86. I go to the wide receiver spot, and there he is. Big receiver, big receiver.
Booker on the day, 5 catches, 43 yards. James Allen with a run over the left side. Picks up a couple. Tracy Scroggins and Stephen Boyd stop him there. Gain of 3. 2nd down, 7 coming up for Chicago as they again approach midfield. He'll sit this play out, 3rd and 10. Bears at their own 43. Matthews from the shotgun. Looking over the middle, throwing it. Got Kennison there. Kennison taken down by Scott Kolakowski, but good yardage, 19 yards and a first down. And a 3rd down, 16 now for the Bears, trailing by 7. Again, 5 receivers in the game. Matthews throws to his right. He's got it out there complete to Des White. White down around the 32. Won't be enough for a first down. Question is it close enough for a field goal?
Yards or more. That's surprising.
So Edinger will give it a go here. Sends the kick on its way. It is up. And it is good. So wow. Edinger 2 out of 2 on the day, and that's a new career long for him. The Bears pull within 4. It's 10-6 at the Silverdome. Only thinking about the Lions. 2 tight ends in the game for Detroit. Stewart the lone setback. Morton in motion now. Match to give to Stewart. Not much. Wrapped up by Mike Wells before he could get going. No gain. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Didn't get a yard. I mean, didn't even get a foot. No push up in the middle. You know, we started Urlacher with the deflection on the blitz coming up into the line of scrimmage.
The name of Urlacher's game, as you mentioned him blitzing, is speed. He can get from one side of the field to the other, and he can close very quickly.
And a lot of people, you know, that thought they interesting. People saying, how do you pronounce his name? Is it Urlacher or Urlacher? It rhymes with linebacker. Urlacher.
Urlacher and linebacker will be synonymous for a long time in Chicago. And there he goes, just drilling Charlie Batch on the blitz. They brought him twice in a row, and Batch is slow to get up.
Talking to Jim Flanagan, he said, you know, this year hasn't been a lot of fun, but it's been exciting playing with Brian Urlacher. And he's actually in a 3-point stance and runs a 3-man game and buries Batch into the turf.
And Batch goes down hard on that right side, and that's where those 2 broken ribs are. Watches all of his body weight goes right down on his right side. Detroit. And we talked about that being a target for Chicago, and you could see it there, Jeff. Timeout by rule.
And in this
back for Detroit, Batch still down on the field. I want to show you here why.
I'm going to show you what happens here. This is 3 guys coming. Brian Robinson comes into this gap, and the defensive tackle goes into the gap, and when he comes up underneath, Mike Compton has to come off of 76 Brad Culpepper. There has to be a pass. It just gets passed all the way down the line. And when it's a 3-man game like that, it's and Mike Compton jumped all over him. Well, this particular play, Compton has to come off of Brad Culpepper. That's one guy you do not want to turn loose on your quarterback is Brian Urlacher.
Charlie Batch making his way up the field. You have talked about playing with a rib injury. It makes it tough to run, tough to breathe, tough to throw, tough to do anything. And you can see there Charlie's career has been hurt by injuries. Missed 2 games in '98. Stoney Case comes in, 60-year veteran out of New Mexico, and he's greeted with a 3rd and 16. Case back in trouble, and down he goes. Nice pursuit by Brian Robinson, who comes up with a sack, and the Lions are going to have to give it back. Putting his hand against James Hall of the Lions, so now Cade McNown, second-year player out of UCLA, takes over for the Bears. And on his first play, he'll hand off to James Allen, who's met by Terry Fair just across the line of scrimmage. He'll pick up a couple.
And that play call right there by John Shoup tells you exactly how much confidence they have in Cade McNown. They had over a minute left in play clock.
1st and 10 for their own 45. Case to give to Stewart. Met behind the line of scrimmage by Roosevelt Coleman. Great defensive play. No gain. It'll be 2nd and 10.
I want you to take a look at Roosevelt Coleman. This is him right here in the shot. Look at the job that he does. He's patient. He doesn't flow the front side too fast because he knows that James Stewart on this power zone likes to cut it back.
Stewart and Schlesinger again the setbacks. Coleman, 6'3", 254 out of Purdue. 2nd and 10 for Detroit. Colvin showing blitz. Here they come, too, and down he goes. Sean Harris with the pressure, and they got to Stoney Case. As elusive as he might be, there was no chance to get away that time.
And this was actually a zone blitz in which they send Harris and also Urlacher right up the middle, and they drop the end, Van Tooney, and all they do is they just cross up in the middle. Look at the pressure that they get on Stoney Case. Stoney Case, now in the zone blitz concept, they're not smart. The needle, to kill the pain of the ribs, haven't been able to do it, so I don't think they were able to do it at halftime.
Meantime, Cade McNown is the quarterback for the Bears. He gives to James Allen. Allen out over the 30 to the 33. There is a flag down. Looked like the Lions might have jumped. 22 yards on the play.
They're having a good day.
Bears with their nickel defense, 5 defensive backs in the game. Showing blitz, and here they come. Case with time. Throws to Moore right around midfield. It will be close to a first down. It will depend on the spot.
It's going to depend on which official gets the ball first.
A bit of a good spot right there.
Absolutely.
1st and 10 at midfield. The give to Stewart. Cuts back the opposite way. Barrels ahead down inside the 45 to the 43. Pick up a 7. 2nd and 3 coming up.
Haven't had that opportunity so far. Detroit have had to throw the ball in some situations they don't want to. Look at the job that he does of getting his hands up in the air.
Speed. Bears backed up at their own 10. Last 5 possessions. Best starting position is from the 12. They've been bottled up most of the day. James Allen goes down, keeps his balance, keeps going out to the 20. Caught himself with one hand on the ground. Pickup of 11 there. It'll bring up a first down and 10 for Chicago. So that gets them out of some tough territory.
Well, in Detroit, as many opportunities as they can, and maybe even score on defense.
McNown with the give again to Allen, and again he finds a little room over the right side, gets out to about the 27. Detroit leading Chicago 10-6 here. Let's swing it back to L.A. and James
St. Louis to lose.
4 receivers in the game for Chicago. 2nd down and 3 from their own 27. McNown back and throwing, got Booker out to the right side. Booker over the 35 to the 36. It'll be another first down for the Bears.
And Dick Duran helping up Marty Booker. You know, the longer this
gets, McNown with 3 receivers. Changing the play at the line. McNown gives to Barnes. Big hole. Barnes over the 40 to the 50, and finally taken down in Lions territory by Ron Rice. 21 yards on the play.
And the fans are not happy in the area. The run happens right in the area which they're supposed to be strongest, where Stephen Boyd and Luther Ellis are at. And Chicago is getting some big gains in the running game.
Well, Marlon Barnes had a career-high 23 yards against Indianapolis back on November the 5th. On that run alone, he had 21. Allen back in the game now. Scott Dragos in at fullback. McNown gives to Allen. Allen finds some room up the middle, and Chicago is starting to turn out some yards, Jeff.
I mean, this is getting bad for Detroit. You had a 20-something yard gain.
He's the setback behind McNown, and again he gets the call, and again he finds some room. Barnes inside the 30 to the 28.
They are just out muscling Detroit right now up at the front. And there, watch Stephen Boyd. Stephen Boyd, he's the guy that you've got to make sure that he comes in and makes plays, but he gets blocked. I mean, they're pounding Detroit right now.
Bears with 53 rushing yards on this drive.
Oh, and Alan Aldridge is one of them.
2nd and 10 for the Bears. They've yet to find the end zone today. 2 Paul Edinger field goals. McNown looking for the end zone, looking for Booker. Got it. Touchdown, Bears.
And the flags on the play are going to be interference against Darnell Walker. The touchdown will stand.
It is.
Other face, and he said, you know, I'd rather have McNown, but you know what, I probably shouldn't say that because I might end up having to eat my words. Well, Cade McNown is in, and he just threw a touchdown pass to give Chicago
McNown, the give to Allen. Allen finds some room out to the 20, stopped by Ron Rice to the 22. Pickup of 7. It'll be 3rd and 13. R.W. McQuarters has come in for Jerry Azuma, who was shaken up a couple of moments ago. 2nd down now, 10 for the Lions. 3 receivers in the game. Case back to pass. Throws, picked off by McQuarters, comes the other way. McQuarters to midfield, to the 40, the 30, the 20, 10, 5, touchdown Bears. They take the lead back.
And maybe this is why they did not want to do anything down the field with Stoney Case at quarterback. The first throw, which he throws the ball downfield, it's picked off. And this was just a bad throw. As you can see, Jermaine Crow cuts across the middle, but he is actually, McQuarters is sitting right on it. I mean, you couldn't have asked for better coverage. Now, I don't know what Stoney Case was looking at, but I mean, it's easy to see from up here, but I tell you what, you could see that R.W. McQuarters was sitting right up underneath the route. There was never any doubt that he was covering it.
McQuarters, who had just checked into the game for Jerry Azuma, who had been shaken up, and he checks in a big way.
Look at the vision of Stoney Case. I mean, look, R.W. McQuarters is right in his line of sight to Jermaine Crowell. I don't know what he was looking at or what he was seeing. Maybe the guys up front blocked his vision somewhat, and he was just throwing at a spot, expecting Crowell to open up. But R.W. McQuarters did a great job of staying underneath the route and making the play. A lot of guys, a lot of times, who's the rookie, but you don't know how he's going to react in a game-tying kick situation.
5 defensive backs in for Chicago, 3rd and 9. Case looks, throws. It's going to be picked off again by McQuarters. Just across midfield at the 47-yard line. Case just floated it out there, and McQuarters was in the right place to make a great play. Game for the Lions. More emotion. Case the quarterback. Case gives him a delay. Mario Bates with a run. Goes left. Not much there. Taken down by Brian Urlacher. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8 coming up. As we now move inside of 4 minutes to go in this football game at the Silverdome.
Over here on this side of formation, that's where they should go.
3rd and goal. Case. Crowell in motion. Fakes the give. Scrambles. In trouble. And down he goes at the 8. Big defensive play by Chicago, and that'll bring up 4th down. And that will also bring us to the 2-minute warning. Detroit with a field goal attempt coming up to tie this game. We'll have it when we come back.
Best quarterback in the world.
1:45 to go. 6 defensive backs for the Lions. McNown out left side. Complete to Eddie Kinnison. Pick 2nd down and 10. Case will go from the shotgun. Case back, pressure comes, gets out of it. Case rolling to his left. Now thrown down, loses the football, still loose, and it looks like the Bears have it. They do. Stoney Case slammed to the ground, the ball came loose, and Roosevelt Colvin came up with the football. Up left. Cade McNown, the quarterback. 4 receivers in. McNown back, throws, has Allen at the 50, trying to get towards the sideline, won't get there. Stop inbounds at the 46. The clock will run with 29, 28, 27 seconds. 9-yard gain at 2nd and 1. In this one, Lions, Bears tied at 20. 12 seconds to go. 4th and 1. McNown from the shotgun. Throws. Has James Allen. Steps out of bounds at the 37. That'll be a first down. And if you're thinking about Paul Edinger, the kicker for the Bears, already today, the longest kick of his career, 50 yards. This will be longer than that.
Yeah, but I'm telling you one thing. He had about 15 yards to spare on that 50-yarder that he kicked earlier in this ballgame. You want to talk about pressure. This is tremendous pressure on a rookie. 6th-round draft pick, as I said, out of Michigan State. This is going to be a 54-yard field goal attempt.
Edinger lines up. 54 yards. It would knock the Lions out of the playoffs. The kick is up, and it is good. It is good. With 2 seconds to go, the Lions will need a miracle now to make the postseason.
What a huge pressure kick by Paul Edinger. What a kick. 54 yards, and he even had room to spare on that one.
The rookie from Michigan State comes back to Michigan and haunts the Lions. And what a day he has had. The game winner from 54. This is it. Take another look.
I talked earlier about the critical point of having a hold, a snap, and a kick. It's 3 guys that are important as well as the protection. And talk about excellent job in all 3 areas. Patrick Manley, the snapper, Louis Aguiar, the holder, and Paul Edinger, the kicker.
And the Lions will need to pull something off now on this kickoff, something miraculous.
And if Chicago is smart, they will just squib kick it down the middle so nobody for Detroit can have anything set up for some kind of trick return. Do not give them something that's comfortable to return. And look at the disappointment on the Detroit Lions players' faces.
Well, as disappointed as they are, the St. Louis Rams are looking on with a lot of interest. If the Lions don't win this game, the Super Bowl champs will in fact be back in the playoffs with the chance to defend. And there are only 2 seconds left in this one. There you see the Rams playoff scenario. They clinch a playoff berth with a win versus New Orleans, and Detroit lost today. They have in fact beaten the Saints. So now 2 seconds to go in this one. They will wait and see whether or not the Bears can hold on or whether or not the Lions can pull something off here.
And this is not a situation for Detroit where you can have something in the playbook. This is just something that's just going to happen if it can happen.
Kicks it short. Desmond Howard takes it at the 28. Howard back to the 40, to the 45, to the 50. Still going, but stopped just across midfield at the 45. And that's it. The Bears pull off the upset. The Rams move on to the playoffs after the Lions lose 23-20.
You know, and as we said at the beginning of the show, when you're in a must-win game, the pressure can be very intense, and the longer it stays closer in a game, the pressure keeps building and building and building. And as long as the opponent stays close, the favor works to their advantage, and sure enough, it did for the Chicago Bears.
Well, it stayed close, and they came up with some big plays, in particular the 61-yard interception returned by R.W. McQuarters, which spelled the difference in this one. And the Bears and Brian Urlacher, their rookie linebacker, come in here and knock Detroit off. And all the Lions had talked about all week was the fact that if they could win, they were in, but they knew it was going to be a tough one. And we sensed from the Bears yesterday that they were here to win, not here to just park the car and say goodbye to the season.
After such a disappointing season as they've had, they needed something that was going to end this season for them on a positive note to go into the offseason with something to build on. And they've got it today.
So the Rams move into the playoffs. The Super Bowl champs are still alive by virtue of this victory by the Bears on a 54-yard field goal by Paul Edinger. This is Dan Miller for Jeff Lageman saying so long from Pontiac, Michigan.